Hey, what's up, fellas? I'm Malicious Female Fan Steve Malicious here with the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3. Thankfully, mine did come a couple days early. I didn't even have a shipment notification, and all of a sudden FedEx said, hey, out for delivery. And here it is in the wonderful lavender color. We'll get to that in just a moment, but before we do, thank you so much to all the new subscribers, well up over 4,500 as of the taping of this video. If you've been loving the tech stuff, old stuff, new stuff, go ahead and give that subscribe button a tussle. It certainly means a lot to me. So, the Z Flip 3. When I was ordering it, I went with the lavender, thinking it'd be a little bit different. I saw a bunch of the cream, which I'm not a huge fan of. The white would have been cool, but it would have had to wait. Samsung exclusive, another month for that. Didn't like the black. The green didn't really speak to me. So I said, all right, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get the lavender. But I made a mistake in that I thought it was like the rail. I thought it was going to be the matte lavender, like the bronze or the Mystic Bronze on the Z Fold 2. It's glossy, so we're going to go bubblegum lavender is the color here. And it's a fingerprint magnet. Most likely going to have a case on it anyway. But other than that, it's a pleasing color. I like that the rails, kind of the aluminum rails or whatever they are, or the tight, whatever that space age, whatever the new sturdy material they're using, is also the matte kind of lavender finish as well. It's as cool as advertised, but here's the thing. This is 24-hour impression. Obviously, we're going to have another video over the weekend about it. Going to have a case video tomorrow showing off all the cases that we got. And also, then we're going to have the longer impressions next week, because the beginning and the end of this device is going to be the battery life. Listen, I personally signed up for it knowing the battery life wasn't going to be great. And you didn't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. You could see what the S21 Ultra was doing with the Snapdragon 888 and that battery size, getting 5 hours of screen on time. This one with a 3,300 milliamp hour battery, the Snapdragon 888, 120 hertz display. You know, right now, let's take a look. We'll go ahead into the thing, and you'll see we're at 79% battery life here. We'll get that to focus in, and I'll show you right now live what it's doing today. Battery now still learning usage patterns. We get that to focus. Okay, so we're gonna give it time. But the problem is, I've never, with the exception of some Pixel devices, seen a tremendous difference in battery life once it learns the usage patterns. So we'll see. But here we are, 79% battery, and there it is, 42 minutes of screen on time. Now, I'm using it max brightness, I'm using it the full settings, everything like that. Max brightness, or not max, I'm not red line, but I'm right to the red line, as Samsung has it. I got 120 hertz on it, the adaptive refresh rate. And I think for me, an everyday device, if this is going to be your only everyday carry, it has to get to at least 3+ hours. You got to be talking 330 in order to be considered. So that's the only reason why I would say to everyone out there, because you're seeing a lot of videos, a lot of stuff on Twitter saying, this is the one we'd finally recommend to everyday consumers. This is the one that you want to carry in your pocket. And yeah, with the exception of the battery life, it's incredibly refined. The other one looked like a toy. The Z Flip 2 or whatever they call this, 5G or something like that, that was like a toy. This thing is a refined, nice feel in the hand. The weight is surprisingly light, but still sturdy and well built. It's a kind of the weight of what the S10 was, you know, that lighter feel that they had with the Samsung devices. Really nice. I'm loving the aspect ratio. In fact, when you go to type, it's actually, they made the keyboard a little bit taller, which I like. It's easier to type on this device. The glass feels amazing, even with the whatever the new protector they put over the top of it. Crease, you don't mind overall, but the build quality is just really incredibly solid. The outer display is nice, but you're still not going to use it a whole heck of a lot. It does minor things now. The widgets are nice. You could add them. I'll add a picture here, but it's not something that I'm going to use a whole heck of a lot because you can't really do a whole lot on it. But to everybody, if this is going to be your daily driver, and you're not, a lot of people who watch these videos are enthusiasts. Okay, if you're an enthusiast and you got this and you got an iPhone in your pocket, go to town, because it's a fantastic, well-built device. It's got that wow factor. Everyone's going to ask you about it. I took it to bowling last night. Everybody was stopping me. Is that the whatever? Is that the whatever? Yes. So you're going to get, and it's cool to feel. It's cool to flip it open. You know, made a call last night. Go ahead and close it. It's overall, it's as advertised. It's what you'd expect a folding phone to be. But if you don't have that iPhone in your pocket if there isn't another phone in your pocket and you're out and about using and listen, that screen on time, that's without videos and without really playing any games today. Okay, so you can imagine what happens from there. So if this is the only phone that you have in your pocket, I would say, listen, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, do the test, let it learn the usage patterns. I'm gonna use it every day for a week and see what we can average out on. But I would strongly urge you to hold off just yet if this is going to be your daily drive. Now, if you're somebody who works in an office, if you work from home, if you're somebody who carries bricks in their power banks in their pocket anyway, just for fun, I don't know, whatever you bulking up or something, then okay. If you're used to having a device that you have to charge every day or multiple times during the day, then go ahead and enjoy this because it's fantastic. But if you're somebody that's out and about at the office, perhaps you're working in the field, whatever it is, you don't have access to power banks and chargers throughout the day, sub 3 hours right now. And it's a shame because the rest of it is great, but this device, you had to know going in there were compromises with some things, given the form factor, given the chipset. You want that performance, you want the power, you want it to be light, you want it to be foldable. You're going to have to sacrifice something, at least right now, where we are. And they sacrifice battery life. And you know what? That's okay. And not every device has to be maxed out on every spec. Not every phone has to get 6 hours of screen on time. But at the same time, I knew that going in. So if you're somebody who's thinking they're going to get this and get all day battery life and be fine, like they're using their S21 Ultra because it's got the same chipset and all the rest of it, and like even their Fold 2, or the Fold 2 lasted upwards of 4.5 hours, and that's with the bigger display. So just really be mindful of that going in. The other thing is, and this is something I'll test over the course of a week, what happens when that wow factor wears off? What happens when the novelty of having to open it to do pretty much everything wears off? Are you still going to like it? Is it going to frustrate you? Is it going to be like, you know what, enough of this? We moved on from this for a reason. Or are you still going to enjoy the kind of flipping it open and using it for everything? Once you do flip it open, it's fantastic. Super snappy, no issues. I mean, it's a Snapdragon 888 with 120 hertz refresh rate. I mean, it's going to be amazing performance-wise. But if you're coming from a Z Fold 2, if you're someone who sees someone who had a Z Fold 2 and thinks foldables are cool, and this is now the foldable, yeah, the Z Fold, you got that outer display. You could do a heck of a lot on this. You could pretty much survive using the outer display, texting back friends, WhatsApp, scrolling Twitter, whatever, without even having to open the inner display. No chance of that here. You're going to read notifications, you could check the weather, you could watch your little widget cat move back and forth across the screen, but you're not answering a whole heck of a lot on here. Everything that you get, you're going to have to open this screen. And listen, I know this might sound like a negative video, but it's not. I love this thing. This is amazing to carry around. It feels awesome in the hand. It's a cool piece of tech. If you're just a fan of tech, and like I said, you're an enthusiast, you got a couple phones, go ahead and grab it. It's fantastic. You're not going to be disappointed. All those people raving about it on Twitter and on YouTube are absolutely right. Great device, well built, performance is good. It's just understand for daily use, if this is your only daily driver coming from an iPhone or something like that, you have to be aware of some things. And that's at least what I can hope I can provide. We're going to test it out. Like I said, 48 hours. We're going to do a week, at least, maybe even more. Answer your questions, of course. Let me know in the comment section below. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-alicious day.